Morning. Hi, Steve.
And are you getting good at this, Kat?
All right, folks.
Okay.
Very good. All right, time is 8:31. Let's call this meeting to order of the CEDC Loan Committee, May 11th, 2026. First, let's review the minutes. Last minute, has everybody had a chance to review the minutes? Motion to approve. Motion to approve by Jim. Can I get a second? Secretary Rachel, all in favor? Aye. Any opposition? No, motion carried unanimously. Next up, portfolio dashboard. I'll turn it over to Martha.
Thank you. The first loan client A, that is a property in Ankrum. We learned recently that the bank has foreclosed on that property, and we'll keep you posted as to what events occur next. Loan client B made their payment on both loans, and so they are current. Loan client C, that is a we've discussed it before, and I believe we are fully reserved for that loan. I really don't have anything new to add.
That's votes.
Yeah.
We heard different information regarding that. One was that the bank whose first position had decided to walk away. And then we heard Friday that they had actually taken side of the votes. So Andy and Martha and I will figure out
That's a big difference.
where we are. But I think one of the issues currently is that in addition to the $60,000 or $70,000 that the boatyard is claiming they're owed, the Coast Guard is now saying you have to do work and do testing to be sure they're seaworthy again. And they claim that may cost $40,000 or $50,000 go through the test, go through the inspection and any remedial work resulting from the inspection. So, but we did
out of water so long. Yeah, that makes sense.
So we did do a
Yeah, sort of like to the public. Right. Yeah, they're doing their job.
So we did do a I think we wrote it down before.
We did one.
We wrote it down.
Yes.
They were fully reserved.
Yeah, it's the thing, just appreciate, so I'll say that. But it's too bad.
And then finally, loan client D, I have sent multiple emails, I have left multiple voicemails, and so we are concerned, and yet the client has come through in the past, and so we're hopeful that we will see it. Any questions?
Martha. Let's move on to the first loan request, FREN Productions.
If it's all right with you, Justin, we'll go in reverse order and start with Ford's Autos loan requests.
That works for me.
Take it away, Steve.
Okay, let me scroll down through the PDF. Good morning, everybody. So this is
Good morning,
Caleb
Steve.
Lord, DBA Lord's Auto, located in Hudson. This is a mobile automotive mechanic. His request of us was $15,000 that we would put across a 48-month term at 7.75% interest with a payment of $364.44. Collateral being a lien on the business assets and the title to the vehicle that he plans on purchasing. And again, this is Caleb Lord, DBA Lord's Auto in Hudson.
I believe we have done another mobile mechanic, right?
Yeah, there's
Go ahead.
there's one
Steve.
other. It's Nick
Yes.
Pools.
Yeah. He seems to be all over the place.
And his loan will be paid in full next month.
That's great.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I like that, Mr. Lord is employed and kind of doing this on the side. My question with all of these mobile mechanics is what are they doing in the winter? I mean, I see the projections run right through December, but can you really work outside in that freezing cold?
Right.
Okay,
You worked outside?
We worked out, there was food that day.
Wow.
yeah, they don't have like a little tent they put over the car, like I've seen like Safe Flight does a little thing when they do your too.
Some people might like blend their own garage.
You don't even do that, you just back it up to the car and change the tires. That's
Yeah,
it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm serious.
but yeah, no, I mean, it's a small request, I think, and I worry about a $6,000 van, but also he's a mechanic, so.
Yeah, we were.
It should be. able to fix
But
it.
I think he's able to go to auction. Didn't he say he had a
Yeah.
family member who could purchase at auction? So he's been looking for.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a good one.
Question, Steve, he's not gonna do any of the, repairs and maintenance, at his house, correct?
Yeah, these are all mobile on site. So wherever your vehicle is parked.
So you don't have zoning.
Zoning doesn't come into this at all?
Pardon?
Zoning doesn't come into this at all, he doesn't need to.
It's not something that I looked at
Obviously.
or that I did in my review, but would certainly add Martha to the conversation for zoning.
I think your point though is that if he was doing it at his house, he better do something for it. But I would assume if you go to somebody's front yard, leave that day, that you're not running a business,
He lives right down the street.
He's doing a larger variety of services and offered, right?
Oh, yes.
So we just worry about like keeping it clean and oil disposable, things like that. Remember there's so much spill.
You know, he worked at auto repair shops, 2 different auto repair shops in the past. He came in, he really convinced us that he knows what he's doing.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, I'll move it forward. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. So we want to go up, so the next one, Greens of Paradise?
Yeah.
So this is Grains of Paradise Trading, DBA Grains of Paradise Provisions. They're located in Catskill. This is a retail establishment of specialty foods and spices. Their request of us was $27,500, which we would spread across 60 months, 7.75% interest, giving a payment of $554.32. This is a working capital loan. Collateral being a lien on business assets and the personal guarantee of the principal. This is Grains of Paradise located in Catskill.
So where can I get a dollar amount fees? Is
Mary,
Pardon?
We all wanna know that.
that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
I know who she is now.
Yeah, very, very confident in this loan and this applicant.
Motion approved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries.
Thank you.
Next up, Friends of Hudson Square.
Friends of the Public Square Hudson LLC, this was approved by the committee and the full board last year, but the commitment expired. And so we have brought it back to the table. Once again, we're asking for a $100,000 bridge loan. The money will come from the CEDC loan fund. And this is an interest-only loan for 12 months. As soon as they receive their reimbursement from New York State, they will be required to repay the loan. If it isn't done within 12 months, they'll amortize it and they'll make payments at 5%. But again, as soon as the reimbursement comes in, they'll be required to repay CEDC.
Yeah.
now we've met with, the mayor's office and we've met with, Friends of the Public Square. And they have a $250,000 grant through the Dormitory Authority, $125,000 each from Senator Hinchey and Assemblymember Barrett. They have a $500,000 grant from the State Parks Office. They have a $250,000 grant from Congressman Riley. What we've done is, this art grant, assuming you approve this loan, would be matched against the Dormitory Authority grant. So that, because one of the things that we discussed when we met collectively at the mayor's office was that 100,000 is not gonna work to make this happen. By the time we give them 100, they spend the 100, they go to the state to get reimbursed, that might take 45 to 60 days.
That might need another 100.
And then you give it back to us, and then we loan it again. So we only do two rounds. And we have a $1,000 cushion on the final grant. As a result, I suggested, and Jess Wallens was there from Hudson Development Corp. I suggested that they approve a $250,000 loan. And she went back to her board and I don't know how that went on Thursday or Friday.
I don't know,
HTC.
yes.
And then they
Yeah.
have, $350,000 to do this rotating. But we would only look to the dormitory authority grant for the money.
Is that sort of the first one in?
Yeah, well, also I think we have more control over that and it can get in and out close. They did say that they're going out for bids on contractors. And I guess one or more of the contractors understands what the funding is, and they have broken it down into timeline phases with their consultant. And the federal grant is also reimbursable. And so, the thought was that if we did 2 rounds, loan the money, get paid back by the first tranche, loan it again and get paid back, and there's still 50,000 on the table. Then the 250 would be backed by the 500 and the 250, and they could do 3 rounds. And that way, we're not all, what is it, pari passu?
Yeah.
We don't want to be in a situation where we're sharing the collateral. And I do think the dormitory authority process is much cleaner and quicker than ESD or parks, or I have no idea what the federal process is.
Okay.
Again, I think it's contingent on all of those things happening. Because I don't think it works 100,000 we would be doing them a disfavor or disservice.
Correct.
And they have broken it down into definable phases. And I do think it may be delayed further because one of the issues is that the city of Hudson was providing in-kind services to do the demolition and to put the fence up, and Rob Curry's team from DPW are going to clear the park, if you will. The mayor really doesn't want to do that if they're not ready to go. And it may have to be delayed to the fall because he doesn't want to put the DPW team out on the street. He wants to put them out on the street to do their normal summer paving and other work on.
Yeah, not to mention closing the park for months.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, you really want the park closed for the 250th celebration.
Right, and Flag Day and all that,
Yeah,
yeah.
so, but I do think really HTC has to step up here, and as you know, we gave them the first opportunity to do that previously. And let's see what happens, but I think we do have a commitment with, if we're part of that package.
Yeah, but it's contingent on us and us being comfortable with the contract, man. Again, I'm
Yeah.
gonna caution this group. I've been burned in this exact same situation. And not with this group, but with a similar group, nonprofit, restoring something. Never happened, needed another loan to get it done. This is my predecessor did it. Threw good money after bad.
Who was the state agency, do you remember?
It was historic preservation.
And what are they claiming they
And it
need
just never
this
happened.
money for right
It's a
now?
loss. So this is riskier than
Phase 1.
the riskier loans that we do because you have no guarantor, no collateral, no cash flow. So are they doing an interest reserve for even those? I mean, you're talking $5,000 of interest.
And one of the things that we did change was, we tightened it up so that it said that if they didn't pay us within a year, it converted to a term loan.
Who's making those payments?
Well, so what we said was, but we're still, you can't take the money can't wait till the 13th month. Put it on a term loan and then take the proceeds of the grant.
Yeah.
The grant is due and payable to us on receipt under any
Sure.
circumstance.
Sure.
But if they may not even be able to start phase 1 until the fall because of the situation with, the city,
So
why
again,
would they want
it's-
to even take a loan and start making?
well, we're not gonna give them any money till they're,
And the contractor.
Contractor signed.
Contractor's experienced.
I think that, and I think that we really have to have it resolved by December because, you don't know who's going to be in those legislative seats.
Yeah,
Obviously, you assume the incumbents will win, but this is John Cahill in Kingston, or,
And what is
Kevin
their,
Cahill in Kingston thought he was gonna be there forever.
what is their grant contingent on, is it like?
That, the dormitory authority grant is pretty solid.
It's not like a reimbursement grant?
It's a
Oh, yeah,
reimbursement.
oh, it is.
That's why we're
That's what
advancing.
we're
Yeah.
funding.
Yeah.
But they're all reimbursements, so I didn't wanna get into where we were getting a little piece of each reimbursement. I wanted to lock in.
Nice and clean, yeah.
Our level. But I do feel that, assuming they can meet all of the contingencies that we've identified, that we have, we kind of got them, a commitment here to them if we can work together with others to get it done. And with the city's full endorsement.
Yeah, and the capital stack being really solid. I'd like to see an interest reserve to cover.
Yeah.
Those payments.
We did that with,
Yeah, you said-
Actually,
we did that with HTC when we did the
Yeah.
CAS project.
we required them to put $5,000 in a separate bank account,
Yeah,
It
that
was,
makes sense, because that's right.
actually, it was 10, because it was 2 years.
was it?
And we also felt on that one, that was different
Proceeds,
because.
Yeah, maybe a little cushion there too.
Because we had a lien on we had a encumbrance on the property.
Right.
And the thought was that if they didn't move forward with the gas property, we could.
Yeah, like somebody else would, and we get paid off. I mean,
Yeah.
again, you've no collateral, no cash flow, no guarantors. We gotta be really, really careful with this one.
I think so I would ask if we, could move forward on that contingency and, that the loan would not close without the board. Committee and the board, having, a meeting to determine that those contingencies have been adequately addressed.
Yes. I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next one is Friend, I've already had.
FRE. Friend Productions, they are located in Philmont. This business went ahead and got started, before they found out if they had funding, from us. They worked with one of our consultants who is new to the process. And so it was a learning experience all around, but a really energetic young guy who has years of experience in the art world. He's currently working at Art OMI. He has opened his own gallery space. He's looking for a $20,000 microloan. The only issue we have is the lack of business assets because the artwork that he will be showing is actually on consignment. And we have asked for an additional guarantor. We have not heard back from the client yet regarding that guarantor. And I guess I'm leaving it up to the committee to decide if we do require an additional guarantor. And if we receive a reasonable personal financial statement and the individual is willing to sign the guarantee, then we could go to the full board for approval later this month or postpone it a month if we need to.
Yeah, I like the project and it kind of makes sense for the market and obviously he's having issues paying his bills. This always troubling, but he does have employment income, right?
Yes, he does. And he's gonna keep that income, at least until the end of the year.
And if the gallery's not popping, will you think he'll make the payments and fun? Does he have the ability to?
As long as he keeps his other 2 jobs, yes. He's been making the rent payments up until now.
Yeah.
If we're gonna make it contingent on an additional guarantor, that's fine. We can let him know that. That's what we've asked for in any case. We just haven't heard yet.
Like it's borderline, quite rifle.
If we receive a reasonable guarantor, shall we move it forward?
Absolutely.
I'm fine with that.
So if he comes up with a guarantor, it can be on the agenda for next week's board meeting.
That was my thought.
Do you want a motion to approve it under those terms?
All right, make the motion to improve with additional guarantor support. Okay. Favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Okay, I'll get back to the client. Thank you.
Did we, Lisa, did we approve the portfolio?
Did not.
No.
Oh, she's not.
Motion to do that?
Second. All in favor? Position. Thanks. Public comments?
I have a couple of items for you.
Sorry.
Martha has some really good news, which I'm gonna let her announce from the SBA.
Oh, our technical assistance grant was just announced, and the amount that we have been awarded is $448,000, which
Right.
is significantly more.
1.5 times what we are
Great.
getting
Wow.
now. Now, with that comes some added pressures on the business model. And I think obviously Martha's working on the budget that we would submit to the SBA with respect to showing them how we would put those funds to use. Right now, we're getting approximately $290,000 a year. And if you divide that by 4, that's $72,000 a quarter. At 448, it's $112,000 a quarter. We are having cash flow issues right now because they're 2 full quarters behind plus 2 months.
We're just receiving our reimbursement.
So
Yeah.
200 grand. What I'm going to propose to this committee and then to the finance and full board is that for the next, for 2026, we take the interest earned on both loan funds and add it to the $200,000 that we have on reserve at the Bank of Greene County. Create a $350,000 fund that would be our own line of credit fund. If you look at the chart that I just sent you, and you look down at the bottom quadrant, and you go 6 columns in, you'll see that column 6, 7, and 8 shows the amount of interest that we have earned over the last 11 years, and it's $885,000. We put all of that back into the loan fund, never using any of it for operations. What I'm proposing here now is not to use that for operating expenses, but to create our own internal line of credit.
Reserve fund, yeah.
So that, we're not in a situation where we're concerned about cash flow at the level we're concerned about it now, and with the fact that we're going to have $112,000 a quarter, if we take 6, 8 months of that, it's $298,000 that we could be looking at the roll. So I think that it makes a lot of sense, and I think that again, we're not suggesting, as I may have discussed previously, that we use that for at some point for operating revenue and expense, but
To build up a
it
reserve.
would be a reserve, and the board would have to I think right now you've approved that I can use the 200 up to the amount we owe the SBA. But I think we would want to get this established, and then the board would have to approve at least the initial draw from that account.
Yeah, I mean, we're not running out of funds, for loans, we're plenty of money in the loan fund.
Right,
So,
And we're also,
but we always have to think about the 15% that we need to set aside if we.
now, but when you look at that can come from, each day we get a loan payment, we reduce the amount of the 15, that has to be in that fully funded 15% account.
there's a principle.
That's principle. But I do think that, this will enable us to make, and if we find that we don't need it, we can put it back in the loan fund and loan it out. And in fact, we have been reloaning it.
We have, but we can put it in operations. It's our money. We don't need to request it.
But I think that, we don't, because right now I redid the budget based on where we are, and we have a $70,000 net projected income, even with the adjustments in salary and the adjustments for the new CEO and those things. And, looking at whether we're going to have, one or two IDA deals in each of the two IDAs this year versus what we had originally planned. So I've done some remodeling of, or, I don't like the revised budgets, I'd rather explain variances, but, I think, we're gonna be actually strong, have a higher, cash flow than we had projected. So it's not about, running at a deficit, it's about, having the cash flow to deal with the US government.
Yeah, just allocating.
The total project, according to the SBA, is $540,000 to operate the microloan program, my technical assistance program, I should say. And the typical match is 25% because we are in a rural area, we get an additional grant. Our match, I believe, this time is 21%.
And that's the
Giving
in
in for
kind,
that.
that's in kind with
Yes,
staff, salary and overhead.
How's the demand been for technical assistance?
right now, it's
Have you served
wrong,
more, like, are there people that were not serving because you don't have?
probably, no, not because of lack of funds. We give out a lot of technical assistance. Oftentimes, we give 10 hours, but they meet with the consultant twice, or they never respond, you
It's
know?
just, yeah.
Yeah, so
They
it's a little
come
bit
to the
of,
first meeting, they don't do that.
right.
Well, and we also have been using technical assistance once if you fall into careers or you fall into
Sure,
No, I think it's a great tool. I've referred businesses that just need help.
yeah,
and I think one of the things that we're also looking at is obviously the risk of getting that size of an increase is what if either A, the program is terminated in the future on political or federal financial restraints, or it's reduced. And so, we do have to continue to use the consultant model. Many of the groups, larger groups they have full-time in-house technical advisors that they would utilize
Also, on salary.
up salaries. But, I think this model works for us.
Keeps it diverse too. That should.
So subject to discussing this with the finance committee and the full board, I would ask for your consensus that your favor of exploring this further.
For motion to approve.
So.
Thank
All in favor?
Aye.
The next thing that Martha and I have is the Hudson Development Corporation loan program that we discussed. And I think we've refined it to a point where we're happy with it. Martha and I and Steve worked on this. We had put together something, we sent it to Jess Wallen, we sent something back, we modified it a little bit. Basically, as you know, they wanted to have us manage monies that they have in their account to run a loan program for them. And with currently 98.
Do they get their money from like SBA as well, or
No.
where do they get?
They got their money by selling the CAS property for $300. Before that, we had to loan them money to fix
Because
it.
only one entity per county can get that type of SBA funding or.
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Remember, we had those people from Westchester who wanted to get authorized to come up here and be approved to compete with us.
Yeah.
and even Pursuit
Pursuit
makes
compete with us.
in our.
Oh,
But 34% of our loans right now are in the city of Hudson. So, we we don't mind partnering, I think, is where we started on this model. But what we're looking at is a $250,000 partnership loan. $25,000 to $50,000. The same underwriting that we would do if because it is our money that we're lending. The same collateral and personal guarantees that we would require for loans over $15,000 or $20,000. And the plan was to give them 25% of the interest earned as payable, as paid. Now, what does that mean? That means on the 7.75% 5-year loan, they would get $13,000 and we would get 39.3. Now, we're also going to get the 1% closing fee, so we're gonna get 41,767, which basically reduces our interest from 7.75 to 6%. And they're going to get 2% interest. We think it's something that is worth pursuing as a partnership. I don't think it's going to be, I don't think it'll be a 1 year. It won't go through 250 in 1 year. And I think that, you know, we can see how it goes, and if, you know, again, if we can get more loans out on the street, and we're getting 6% on it, I think it's worth the partnership.
Yeah, I mean, we're essentially white labeling our, product here. I don't see that as bad, I
I'm not gonna
guess.
start issuing credit cards.
No, no, we're doing what we're doing, so they're basically, the person will come in, meet with Mark.
It's a referral fee.
The normal,
Yeah.
I think they do want to be a part of, you know, or they want to have an initial interview with the client, and so hopefully they are bringing qualified clients to us.
so these would be people that know HBC but don't know CEDC.
I think so.
And I think, you know, it's all about collaboration, it's about
Yeah.
partnership, it's about, I've always found whether it was in the private sector or in not-for-profit work, that having the opportunity to have a project to work on with someone determines whether you can build trust with them or not.
Right.
And if you can, it works out well, and if you can't, a single project doesn't disrupt your own business model.
Yeah, I don't see too much risk here. I mean, maybe it's just a little bit of,
We had looked at this some time ago with, you may recall Galvin had agreed to give Mayor Kamal Johnson $1 million for an already women-owned business loans. And we were gonna manage that. And that was clearly where they were going to give, it was gonna be Galvin's money. And we were going to get a $250 closing fee, and we were gonna get 25% of the interest. And, you know, it was something that, again, we weren't sure how it would actually work. But it was something that from a community standpoint, we needed to step up, but it never materialized. And I think we may see some of the same issues here. It's gonna, only concern I have is it could get a little bit like a real estate broker. Where, you know, oh, I talked to them first, and they, you know, I told them about you and they came to you, so we do have to make sure they register people. So that you don't have somebody coming in for the commission
right,
when you're,
and then they would fund us, like, as the loan closes, like, where's the money?
it's our money.
Yeah, we're just allocating $250,000,
$250,000,
which, you know, and I did question Jess, why are we only targeting Hudson or established businesses? When the risk is ours, but if they want to focus on that, that's perfectly fine with me.
And then we can decide whether to put it in the SBA portfolio or in the CEDC portfolio, depending on, and splitting it like we do often. But, you know, there are some SBA requirements you couldn't give. I don't think we could give a SBA loan to Harrington, as an example.
Sure.
Could you? Oh, because of size, I mean,
Yeah,
They
no,
would do with
it's
it.
like under 500.
It's yeah, pretty high. Their definition of small business, I think, is like,
yeah, we don't have a lot of,
50 million.
remember, there's only 25 businesses in the county, private sector businesses with more than 50 employees.
How many years is the $250,000 intended to get us?
Until it runs out, and I guess we've talked about doing fake marketing campaigns in the past, no, not fake, but we talked about, let's do small manufacturers, a new $250,000 fund.
Right.
And after a year, if nobody took it, we repackage it as
HTC loans.
an HTC loan. I think we should probably, Jim, making a good point, we should say, this is a 2-year experiment.
It's a good idea.
And, or when the money runs out. So we would reevaluate it if the 250 went out in 18 months. We would reevaluate whether we wanted to re-up. But if it stopped, if it didn't go out in 2 years, you'd close it, you'd say that the deal fell off.
What are we paying, HTC?
We're paying them 25% of the interest, which is giving them 2% of our 7.75.
And we keep the entire growth.
Yeah, and when we had our closing cost in, we go from 5.75 back up to 6.
Do they already, I mean, they must feel they have candidates already that. Or is this?
Yeah,
just like a
they
pilot?
do.
We're trying to figure out how to be relevant.
Yeah,
They may just be going up and down the street, which is terrific if they
Yeah.
bring us some pilots.
And ultimately, we make the decision here at this committee, so.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like how, you know, with the. Like, well, I just know for Catskill, for example, they just got the DRI, but the Green County Economic Development is managing the small loans fund. And it's the same thing as like here where people's projects get presented, but the loan committee ultimately decides with the same type of restrictions apply. Is this risky? Is this?
Well, and we're doing that for kindergarten. We're
Right.
managing their $300,000 loan fund, and we get to keep, what, 25, what's the amount we keep, Steve?
We're keeping 25%.
Yeah. To get the fee
Yeah,
to manage it. It's very difficult
oh,
because,
sure. Oh, people were quite upset that Green County Economic Development was gonna be managing the loan fund, but it's because they don't understand.
well,
They think that the money should just be given out and no,
Yeah.
Well,
no
you have-
restriction.
you have to have an environmental review on each
Right,
project.
they don't get that.
Oh, there's a lot.
They just want, like, if they're saying like, oh, this business wants $5,000, just give it to them. And it's like, that's not how any loan works, you know, but it's just,
Transfer.
it was an
We'll have to
experience.
have a conversation with James.
Oh, no, James wants, you know, bang his head through a wall.
Well, and then, once you award it, there are projects,
For business, right?
Well, they, yeah, well, the loan fund that Castle got, I think was, they got like the max, which was like 600,000. It's a pretty big loan fund.
well, it's grants, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's what all these small businesses can now apply to that
And
structure.
we had
Or the
a,
reimbursement.
Yes,
the way ours works is it's up to $25,000.
Yes.
And so,
Well, no, it can go over that.
oh, that's what we,
No, the Kinderhook Village, it's.
I don't know, I forget what Castle
Yeah.
decided.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a max.
I think they did put one, but I'm not entirely sure.
but we ended up, that was the other program.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what happened was we got, initially, we were able to give everyone that applied some,
Yeah.
close to what they wanted, 90% of what they wanted.
I know the like initial one for Castle was very big, the list of people that wanted to apply. And I don't know that it exceeded 600,000, but it's like you said, how many of those people are gonna follow through and how many of those people are going to be viable candidates, so.
And in one case, they weren't able to ultimately qualify.
Right.
And, you know what, we had to, and because there were environmental issues.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And, you know, been a repair gasoline or a car repair shop, that there was, you know, you wanna do the phase 1 and the soil samples and.
15 grand right there.
And you wanna know what you really have on your site, you know, cause you
Right.
really do, but know what's there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but, so, again, we continue to try to do those things where we pick up $25,000-$30,000 running these.
Well, it's like you said, if we're not involved, they might do it anyway.
Right, keeps the
So,
fox out of the
you know,
house.
why not keep the control?
It's the old
over it?
rule that,
Yeah,
you know, if someone asks you to do something,
Yeah.
and you say no, they'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
No, I think it's good, I think it's good, natural fit. I'm in favor of it.
Question. HTC gets paid if a prospective client comes through the front door?
No, we get paid if they come, nobody gets paid until the loan is closed. We get the closing fee. And they get interest as it's collected. So, you know, if the first, year, you know, the first year, there would be $17,000 in interest or $18,000 of interest on 250,000 at 7.75%. They're gonna get paid quarterly as that interest is collected. So if somebody defaults on us, they're not gonna get us.
Those are for you.
Yeah, they're not gonna get.
So they're gonna guide applicants through the early stages, what's that?
That means they put it on their website and they introduce us. And then they turn them over to us and we will keep them advised, but obviously we can't share with them the people's financial.
We can increase that rate because of our SBA.
We can, we can. We're not anywhere near the max. It's pretty
Great.
No,
7.75.
I think we want to revisit that.
I mean, it's way cheaper than MasterCard.
You know, I think we've always debated that here, in the context of why are we here? And also how do we price ourselves so we're not competing with banks?
I think these are personal higher.
I agree.
That's a bad grade.
And Pursuit's at 9.9. And for years, we were at 8.
What's the set? It's like 2 over prime, 250 over prime, so that's.
We're doing mostly,
Nines with massive closing costs.
at Ulster, we're doing mostly at prime. For you know,
Real estate.
real businesses.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting the sevens for vehicle equipment, stuff like that,
What's prime now, 7,
6, 7,
6, 7. There's some prime plus 1.
Maybe
Should we increase all of our loans to
well, that's what I'm.
8.5?
That's a larger conversation, but
Yeah.
yes, probably.
8 1/4.
8.25?
It's not unreasonable, no bank's gonna.
Nothing that's already in the hopper should. We should say
Right,
it's-
but we should be a little bit higher than the banks to compete with them, and it's still a lot better than any other option out there. I mean, if you look into the cabbages and the squares and the private lending world, I mean, they're all 20+%. You don't realize it because they take it day by day, but it's massive. I mean, credit card is what, 25-30% these days, so
I think the
10% sounds pretty good to me. In the overall landscape.
other concern we had about this program is we didn't want to have such a short window that they ran out, and got people who weren't qualified or who all wanted 50 grand.
No, I think it's fine, I think,
Now,
we
there'll be
might
a-
end up with a couple where we have to decide if we're putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole.
well, then they could get,
Established, what do we mean by established? It's been in business a year, 2 years, just open. I mean, we can flesh that out as we go, but
I also think that it's gonna be an educational process for them. Just because they send someone here doesn't mean they're gonna get along.
Right.
Jim, other thoughts?
Um, No, not right now.
Again, there's a risk element here on multiple fronts. But I do think, there is an effort to demonstrate partnership.
yeah, I don't think there's any more risk than we're normally taking.
It's just we're giving
A
up some
little
of
bit of
our,
opportunity cost on the interest rate, so I asked about it increasing a little bit. But yeah, no, you're right, it keeps them happy, it shows that we're collaborative, we're. 32% of our loans, you said, are in the city of Hudson, how does that relate to the population, what percentage of the county population?
Oh,
is in the city of Hudson?
well, it's 10%, population is 10%.
Only 10% of the county population is in the city.
Yeah.
Well, but businesses are.
Right. More heavily
Businesses,
weighted, yeah. I don't know how you figure that.
Well, I think that with these additional funds and the fact that currently we have $1.5 million to lend,
I think that's about right.
right, Steve? And we have to get do we have more money to draw down on our tranche?
300 yet to go.
300 yet to go?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a good program.
It's It could be a bonanza for us in terms of getting more money out, or it could be slow as you go.
This is where you're gonna get the board.
Yeah.
It says HTC,
Do we need a-
HTC. Where's our logo?
Well, that's
What's presented,
No,
a true part.
no, I was, yeah. This was their proposal.
Yeah.
Based on what, the one we sent to them only had our, so we'll get something that's,
A joint announcement.
there's a draft press release will include. That, yeah, we'll clean that up. That's a good idea.
We need a motion.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
I think what this is what she put together to sell to her board, and we should have modified it to sell to our board.
Yeah,
Who's the president there?
Chris Jones,
Oh,
Chris, the
yeah.
board chair.
Yeah, she reached out to me recently for another meeting, but we just haven't like jived yet. Was she, they're doing like these workshops or something? I think they want to do like an infrastructure workshop.
And we offered to, be their marketing partner on those. Again, they're trying to look for, and as you recall, when we did several years ago, we did an arts, culture and tourism workshop. And, you know, to build the crowd, you know, we were the presenting sponsor, and then we had, Chamber, HTC, the
Yeah.
Hudson Business Group, as marketing partners.
I'm assuming they want like broad, you know, some sort of broadband infrastructure perspective, but I like I said, I haven't gotten a thought through that.
any public commentary? All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second,
Second,
all in favor?
Aye.
hi,
Meeting is adjourned.
John,
Thank you.
hi Steve.
Bye, Steve.
Bye, Steve.
Go back to the beach.
I like the mixed.